The biggest mistake that students make when writing their thesis or essay is not planning well enough. And there are 4 main things that you want to do before you even begin to write your essay. And that is what I'm going to be going through in today's video. So number 1, before you write a single word of your thesis, the first thing you want to do is to plan and outline. And this means planning and thinking about your topic really clearly. Even if you've been given an essay title or a dissertation topic, what you want to do is really think about what that topic entails, what are the subtopics that fall within that topic, and also looking at the literature. Is there already enough research out there for you to be able to use to support you in your discussions? Or is it a topic where you'll struggle to be able to find other papers to use to critique and to use contextually within your discussion points? It needs to be a very specific topic. Again, even if you've been given a rough title or a rough subject area, you want to niche in. You want to make it as specific as possible so it's clear for the reader what they're going to expect. So when your examiner is looking at your essay, they know what the topic is about, but it's also clear for you when you come to write. One of the biggest mistakes that I've seen students do when it comes to writing is having too general of a topic. And what this means is that you're not able to go into enough depth into your essay, and so you're left with quite a generalized, broad topic. And so you lack that substance, and so you'll never really reach over 60% in your essay. So before you start to write, you want to break down, make a detailed review for your introduction, what's in the next section, what's in each chapter, and then if you're writing, for example, methods or materials or even results sections, break it down and include what you are writing about specifically. And a top tip is to include the title of your essay or your dissertation at the top of every single page. So for example, if you're using Microsoft Word, add it as a header that's there temporarily just as you write. And this is something that I did during my undergrad, my master's, and I'd always get a distinction in my essays. And it just means that when I'm writing, I'm staying focused. The second thing is to set realistic goals. Again, this is something that you need to do before you even put pen to paper. Set goals, ask yourself, when is the finish line? When is the end point? What date is it that I need to submit this essay by? And then work backwards. So if submission is on, let's say, the 1st of July, then I need to make sure I have a final kind of edit by the 25th. So I'm giving myself enough days in between to do any last minute changes. And then that means I need to make sure that this is ready beforehand and kind of working backwards. And this is one of the things I actually do in my one-to-one sessions when I help students, is really looking at that timeline and breaking it down and giving yourself some realistic targets and goals. But the top tip here is to make sure that your goals are very specific. So not just saying I want to finish chapter 1 by the end of the week, but specifically you want to write 2,000 words, you want to include 10 research papers in that section. Be really niche and very specific with this. The third thing that you want to do before you begin to write is to organize your research papers and also collect and find research papers. So there's 2 aspects to this. The first thing is you want to actually do a literature search, find the appropriate and the best literature for your research. But the second thing is also to add these into a library. So it's not good enough to just have a set of papers that are lingering around and you're not able to necessarily go back and find them again, but also, somewhere that you can just keep them in an organized way. And for this, you can actually use Jenny.ai, which is an AI-powered app that is your writing assistant. Jenny AI uses AI technology to formulate the next best sentence based on what is already written. And as you guys know, I've shared Jenny's platform many times on my channel because I truly think it's such a useful tool for students to use whilst writing an essay and whilst getting to that initial starting point and taking you through the writing and editing process. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is click on New Document, and it asks you to just mention a few words about what you are writing today. And I'm going to say that I am writing a research article on global warming in the UK, let's say. So the more keywords that you use, the better it is to pull out exactly what it is that you are writing about. Now, what you can do at this point is you can then begin to write the first couple sentences. This is a great way to just be able to give you that boost and that starting point that allows you to continue to write, especially if you're someone that struggles with just getting something written to begin with. So as you can see here, there is the first sentence that has been generated for me saying that global warming is a pressing issue that has attracted significant attention worldwide, including in the United Kingdom. And you can continue on writing as you go along. Now, one of the things that you can do here, which is really great, is by clicking the AI chat up here. And here you can actually ask some questions which searches through your library. So these are research papers that you have saved into your library on Jenny or also on the web. So I'm going to say, what is the impact of global in the UK? Right, so I want to find out a bit more information, and what this is doing is it's really allowing me to only use kind of one kind of platform, one website. I'm not having to go back and forth between like PubMed and Google Scholar and all these other kind of websites. I'm just able to use Jenny to do all of that research for me. So, okay, it's given me a few topics. So that means actually, you know what, this is a really good bit of information that I can pull out, and I can mention to my introduction saying that temperatures have increased, sea levels, agriculture, economic. Okay, that's really good. And then there's also some other prompts that I can also maybe think about, and these are inspiration points as well. So yeah, this would be a good one actually, thinking about how the UK has addressed the challenges. So these are potential sub-questions that you could include also as part of your thesis if you want. So that's really useful. So that's something that I can use to help me. I can also then go to my library. The second thing that you can do is you can start to build up your library. So this library is where you can upload your own PDFs and your own research papers, and that is where the suggested text will actually come from. And it will also cite this for you when you actually use it in your text. But I'm just going to, for example, go to this one here. And what you can do is once you've actually uploaded it into Jenny, so you can use the Ask Jenny feature on any PDF that you have uploaded. And again, I think this is absolutely fantastic. This is a new feature that actually is quite cool. It allows you to ask any questions about the document itself. So let's just say, for example, what is the main focus of the publication? And as you can see, it gives you a quick summary of the paper. So it allows you to get a quick understanding of what this research paper is about without having read the whole paper. And you can really see here that the inspiration prompts are really niche, and it really will help you kind of pull out bits of information that you've either read and you can't remember, or you want to kind of pull those out quite quickly without having to read the whole paper in lots of depth. You know, once you've written thousands of words, it's really difficult to kind of keep on going back and forth through hundreds of research papers to pull out information. So this is a great way of summarizing that for you also. So we've spoken about the AI chat, we've spoken about the library. The other thing that you can do, which of course is a staple feature, is once you've written a significant amount of text, you can use AI commands. So let's just highlight this. You can click on AI commands and then you can do different things. So for example, you can improve the fluency of your text, you can paraphrase it and paraphrase it in a more academic way, in a more casual way, etc. You can simplify it, which is really, really good, especially when it's quite complex text. You can make it longer. Let's make this a bit longer because at the moment it's a little bit short. And you have the option of accepting it or asking for another option. And don't forget that you need to add citations in the places where you are speaking about something that's not your own information. So here, for example, I am going to select this one that I've already read, and I want to add that citation in, and you can clearly see here that it has given me the citation. I think this is actually a website, so it's given me a bit of a different one, but let's try to find a research paper that maybe we can add a citation for. The references are added at the end, just like it would be if you were to do it manually, and it's just a really nice and easy way to be able to write, read, do research, add to your library, edit and proofread all at the same time. I do also have a discount code. If you'd like to try Jenny, then use my code Amina20, which will give you 20% off the annual subscription. But you can also try it for free if you'd like to give it a go. So the link will be in my bio down below. And then the last and final tip that you want to make sure you do before you start writing is to remember that nothing has to be perfect. When you begin to write and when you actually begin to generate that first written draft, it does not have to be perfection. It can be a rough draft, and that is completely okay. Once you get yourself in the mindset where everything you produce has to be perfect, it does give you a little bit of an inhibition towards writing and towards just getting something down on paper, because you're constantly feeling like it's just not good enough. So just get your ideas down on paper to begin with, and then you can edit later. And as you can see with Jenny's platform, like I showed you earlier, you can get information down and then you can write some more later, or you can change things up, or you can kind of shuffle things around or make it sound more academic, or, you know, cut things down or make it longer. There's so many things you can do, but you need that information to be written down for you to begin with. And also ensuring that you are in a really good and productive environment that is conducive to writing. It isn't good enough to be in an environment where you're hearing lots of noises and you're somewhere that you're distracted and you're not able to actually write. These are all things that you need to consider before you start writing. It will just make the whole process so much smoother and so much easier. Otherwise, you will truly struggle and you'll find it really difficult to get into that flow state and start writing. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment down below and tell me what you enjoyed, tell me what more you want to see from me in terms of academic writing and productivity. And I hope that I see you in my next video. And don't forget to click on the link in my description and check out Jenny's platform also. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.